Picture this. You've been house hunting for months and finally you find it, the one. It's beautifully renovated, perfect layout, everything on your wish list. So you put in an offer, your offer gets accepted, and you're already planning where the furniture is gonna go. And then inspection day arrives and your inspector pulls you aside with those words that no buyer ever wants to hear. We need to talk about this foundation. This is exactly what happened to one of my first-time home buyer clients in Portsmouth. The house was absolutely stunning, complete rehab, gorgeous finishes, move-in ready. But underneath all of that beauty was a foundation with significant cracks that would have cost thousands of dollars to repair properly. And unfortunately, we had to make the heartbreaking decision to walk away from what my client thought was her dream home. See, here's what a lot of people don't know. In Hampton Roads, the foundation under your feet isn't only about the structure. It affects your energy bills, your insurance costs, whether you can get a mortgage, and yes, whether you'll face surprise repair bills that could cost more than some people's cars. The type of foundation you have or choose could be the difference between a wise investment and a financial nightmare. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the 3 foundation types that you'll encounter here in Hampton Roads, what to look for during inspections, how to protect yourself, whether you're buying a new construction home or an existing home, and the red flags that could save you from making a costly financial mistake. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hey, I'm Sonali Hutson, and on this channel, I strive to combine faith, inspiration, and real estate to bring you the fire that encourages your heart with kingdom principles and equips you with biblical wisdom to make confident real estate moves. Are you ready for it? Let's get into it. And if you stay with me through this video, you're going to have the knowledge to make confident foundation decisions that protect your investment. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, now before we dive into the different foundation types, let me explain why this matters so much here in Hampton Roads. See, we have some unique challenges that affect every single foundation in our area. We've got what's called a high water table, which basically means groundwater sits really close to the surface, sometimes just 2 or 3 feet down. We also have a complex soil, which is a mixture of sandy areas, expansive clay that swells and shrinks when it gets wet and dry, and we have marshy soil in some areas. Now, if we add that to our rate of sea level rise, which is actually twice the global average, you can see why understanding your foundation isn't just important, it's essential. Let me walk you through the 3 foundation types that you'll encounter here. And friends, whether you're buying new construction where you might have choices, or if you're looking at an existing home where you need to evaluate what's already there, this information is going to help you make a very wise decision. Let's start with the most common foundation you'll see in our area, a slab foundation. A slab foundation is basically a thick concrete pad that your house sits directly on. There's no crawl space, there's no basement, it's just a solid concrete base. Now, based on my research, over 70% of single-family homes are built on slabs in our area, and that number is even higher here in Hampton Roads, especially in our coastal areas. Now, why are slabs so popular? Well, with our high water table, builders don't have to worry about digging deep and finding water intrusion. The concrete is poured right on the ground level. For new construction, you're looking at about $5 to $16 a square foot. So for a 2,000 square foot home, that's roughly $10,000 to $32,000. Now, a well-built slab can last 80 to 100 years, though here in Hampton Roads, that lifespan can be affected by our soil conditions. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So let's talk about a step-by-step slab foundation inspection process. Step 1, you want to walk the entire perimeter of the house, looking down at where the foundation meets the ground. You're checking for any visible cracks in the concrete. Hairline cracks are normal, but anything wider than 1/4 inch or that you can fit a coin into is going to need attention. Step 2 is you're going to check the grading around the foundation. The ground should slope away from your house at about a 6-inch drop for every 10 feet of distance. If water pools against the foundation, that's a red flag. Now, step 3, I want you to go inside the house, walk every room, and feel for any soft spots or bouncing in the floor. You can use a marble or a small ball. If it rolls consistently in one direction, you may have some settling issues in that home. Now, step 4, I want you to look at walls near the foundation level for any new cracks, especially around doors and windows. Take photos if you're buying so you can monitor if those cracks grow. Step 5, check that doors and windows open and close smoothly. If they're suddenly sticking or not closing properly, That could indicate foundation movement. Now, if you're buying a new construction home and you're considering a slab foundation, ask your builder about insulation options and moisture barriers. Make sure they're planning proper drainage around the foundation. The good news about slabs is that they're generally low maintenance. The main things that can go wrong are cracking due to soil movement and poor drainage causing water to pool around the foundation. Now let's move on to the second foundation type that you're going to encounter, a crawl space foundation. A crawl space foundation means that your house sits on foundation walls with an open space underneath, usually about 3 to 4 feet high. Now, based on the research, crawl spaces are very common here, especially in older homes like you'll find in neighborhoods like Ghent in Norfolk or Old Town in Portsmouth. They've historically been the popular alternative to basements in areas with high water tables like ours. Now, for new construction, crawl spaces typically cost $8 to $20 per square foot. So for that same 2,000 square foot home, you're looking at $16,000 to $40,000. Now, here's something really interesting. If you have a crawl space and you encapsulate it properly, which means sealing it off from outside air and moisture, you can save 15 to 20% on your energy costs. That encapsulation process typically runs $5,000 to $15,000, but from what I understand, it pays for itself over time. Now, the concrete or block foundation walls can last for many decades, but here's what you need to know. The wooden subfloor structure above the crawl space can be vulnerable to moisture and pests, and it may need repairs or even replacement within 30 to 50 years if it's not properly maintained. So let me give you a step-by-step crawl space inspection process. Now, of course, you're not a home inspector, right? But I want to give you these tools to help you. Step 1, locate the crawl space access point. Usually it's a small door on the exterior or a hatch inside the house. Bring a flashlight and prepare to get dirty if you're going to go in there. Step 2, before entering, stick your head in and take a deep breath through your nose. If you smell anything musty, moldy, or sour, that might indicate that there's a moisture problem that's going to need immediate attention. Step 3, once you're inside the crawl space, or again, have your inspector go inside, you can check for standing water or water spots on the ground. The soil should overall be relatively dry. Now, step 4, you're going to look up at the wooden floor joist and the subfloor. You're checking for any sagging, any dark stains which indicate water damage, or soft spots in the wood. You can poke suspect areas gently with the screwdriver, but the wood should still be firm. Now, step 5, you're going to check for a vapor barrier. This should be a continuous plastic sheeting covering the entire ground surface. If it's torn or has gaps, moisture can become a problem. Step 6, you want to look for any signs of pest activity, mud tubes on the walls for termites, droppings from rats or any other pet, and damaged wood. Step 7, examine the foundation walls for any cracks, especially horizontal ones, and check that any vents are in good condition. See, I actually have a client right now in Portsmouth who's dealing with a subflooring issue in their own crawl space. Water got in over time and damaged the wooden subfloor structure, and now we're having to replace sections before we can sell the home. It's not uncommon, but it is something that you should be aware of in case you're ever looking to buy or sell a home. Now, if you're buying a new construction home with a crawl space, ask your builder about moisture control measures and whether encapsulation is included or available as an upgrade. Here's a key question to ask. Is the crawl space ventilated or encapsulated? Traditionally, crawl spaces were ventilated with vents that you'd open in summer and close in winter. But here in Hampton Roads, with our humid climate, encapsulated crawl spaces are becoming the preferred method because they control moisture much better. Guys, I hope this is helping you. Finally, let's talk about the rare exception in our area, which is a basement foundation. Y'all, basements are exceedingly rare here in Hampton Roads. Based on the research, fewer than 1% of homes in our area have basements. Those that do exist often have chronic moisture problems or some other type of damage from a basement. Now, here's why basements are so uncommon in our area. Remember when I talked about the high water table? Well, when you try to dig below the ground level for a basement, you're literally fighting a constant battle against water intrusion. The pressure of that groundwater, which is called hydrostatic pressure, pushes against basement walls and can cause them to bow, crack, and leak. For new construction, basements cost $15 to $20 a square foot, so $30,000 to $40,000 for a 2,000 square foot home. But that doesn't include the ongoing cost of dealing with moisture issues and trying to make sure that your basement is in good condition.
You know what, friends? Every single day, people just like you reach out to me because they want to relocate to Hampton Roads, and I absolutely love providing them with the information that they need to make confident real estate decisions. And that's exactly why I have created several comprehensive home buyer and home home seller relocation guides that are gonna blow you away. And guess what, guys? They are absolutely free. I'm talking completely free. That's right, friends. These guides have everything you wanna know. I'm talking neighborhood breakdowns, market insights, moving timelines, school information, and all the insider knowledge that we talk about on this channel. All you have to do is click the link in the description below, and I'll send these incredible resources right over to you.
Now, if you have a basement and you want to inspect your basement, that's if you encounter one, because again, it's super rare in this area. The first thing that you want to do is walk the perimeter and look for any bowing or bulging in the foundation walls. This indicates serious structural problems from water pressure. Step 2, you want to check every corner and every wall junction for cracks. In basements, even small cracks can indicate big problems because of the water pressure that's coming in below the ground. Step 3, you want to look for any white chalky residue on the walls. This is called efflorescence and indicates water intrusion. Step 4, check the floor for any damp spots, any staining, or any actual standing water. Run your hand along the walls to see if there's any dampness. Now, step 5, if there's a sump pump system, ask when it was last serviced and make sure it's working properly. This is absolutely critical for any basement foundation here. Now, step 6, you want to look for any patches or recent repairs on floors or walls. This could indicate ongoing water issues that you need to be aware of. So if you're looking at a home with a basement here in Hampton Roads, you want to be extra careful and consider getting a structural engineer's evaluation before proceeding. That's not just a standard home inspection, but a home inspector can recommend a structural engineer. Now, something critical that applies whether you're buying or selling. You need to know when a standard home inspection isn't enough. Your typical home inspector is going to look for visible signs of foundation problems, but they are not foundation specialists. If you see horizontal cracks in the foundation walls, multiple warning signs, or if you're buying a home with known foundation issues, it's time for a structural engineer inspection. They're typically going to cost up to $1,000, but they can save you thousands in the long run. Okay, here are some warning signs that I don't ever want you to ignore. You want to check for cracks in the drywall, especially around doors and windows. You want to test all doors and windows. They should open and close smoothly without sticking. You want to use a leveling app on your phone to check floors for unevenness or sloping. You want to look for gaps between walls and ceilings, especially in corners. You want to notice any musty odors, especially in lower levels of your home. And here are some things that you can check outside of your home. Again, you want to walk the entire foundation perimeter looking for any cracks in the foundation walls. You want to pay special attention to horizontal cracks because they're especially concerning. You want to check for stair-step cracks in brick or block walls. You want to look for water pooling around the foundation after rain. You want to notice if the soil is pulling away from the foundation walls, which creates a gap. And these are some tips that are going to help you check the inside and the outside of your home so that you can get familiar with what you're looking for when it comes to a foundation. Friends, this is so important to me, and I wanted to make this video because in Psalms 11:3, the Bible says, if the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Just like we need solid spiritual foundations, our homes need solid physical foundations. Being a good steward of your home means staying vigilant about the foundation that supports everything else. Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but your foundation type affects more than just the structure of your home. It can impact your energy efficiency, your insurance costs, and even your ability to get a mortgage. For instance, if you're in a designated flood zone here in Hampton Roads, which many of us are, because let's face it, it's flooding everywhere, you're required to have flood insurance if you have a federally backed mortgage. Now, homes with certain foundation types might be eligible for discounts on homeowners insurance, particularly if they have encapsulated crawl spaces that are less likely to have moisture and mold problems. When it comes to lending, mortgage companies in Hampton Roads typically require what's called a termite letter or a WDI, which is a wood destroying insect report, before they'll approve a loan. That's because we're in a high-risk area for termites. If your home inspection reveals moisture or mold problems, your lender may require those issues to be fixed before they'll approve your loan. Now, foundation problems can also significantly impact your home's appraised value. Guys, drop a comment below if this video is helping to educate you about the different types of foundations that we have here in Hampton Roads. Now, if you're buying a new construction home, here are the key questions to ask your builder. 1, what type of foundation will be used and why? What's the warranty on the foundation? What measures are being taken to control moisture? Is the home being built in a flood zone? Most new homes here will have a slab foundation. The builder should provide a warranty, and the home should be built to current building codes that include moisture control provisions. Now, if you're selling a home, be prepared for common foundation related questions. Buyers might ask about damp or musty crawl spaces, foundation cracks, or uneven floors. The good news is these issues have local solutions. Crawl space encapsulation is common for moisture problems. Foundation cracks can often be repaired, though you want a structural engineer to evaluate them first. Uneven floors might indicate settlement issues that could require professional attention. Now, let me recap the 3 foundation types that you're going to encounter here in Hampton Roads so that you can make a confident real estate decision. Now, slab foundations are the most common choice. They're best for our high water table areas. The main concerns are cracking from soil movement and drainage issues. The key inspection focus is exterior cracks, proper grading, and interior floor levelness. Now, our second type is going to be a crawl space foundation. They're going to be popular in older neighborhoods. They offer energy savings potential with proper encapsulation. The main concerns are moisture damage to subfloor structure. Key inspection focus is moisture control, vapor barriers, and the wood condition. Now, finally, you'll have a basement foundation, which is very rare here, okay? Now, the highest cost is $30,000 to $40,000 for a basement, plus ongoing moisture management. The main concerns here are water intrusion and structural pressure. The key inspection focus is wall integrity and well management systems. Your action steps. Use the specific inspection checklist that I've given you for each foundation type. Know when to call in a structural engineer for serious concerns, and remember that proper drainage and moisture control are critical for all foundation types in our climate. Whether you're buying or selling in Hampton Roads, understanding your foundation isn't about being afraid. It's about being a wise steward over what God has blessed you with. For buyers, factor foundation condition into your decision-making process, and don't be afraid to ask questions. For sellers, address obvious issues before listing and consider improvements like crawl space encapsulation that can be selling points. For current homeowners, protect your investment with annual foundation inspections and quick attention to any warning signs. Now, if you want to dive deeper into foundation topics or get personalized advice for your specific situation, all you have to do is text me at 757-837-0096. We can set up a time to talk about your specific needs. Friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Your support absolutely means the world to me. I love helping people relocate to and from the Hampton Roads area. But listen, even if you don't need a realtor in Hampton Roads, listen, I still got your back. I have amazing relationships with incredible agents nationwide, and we're going to work together to make sure that you have an amazing experience, no matter where you're moving from or where you're moving to. So if you want to work with me, you can. All you have to do is text me at 757-837-0096. You can also drop a comment below. Don't forget, I drop new videos every Thursday evening and every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. I also drop daily afternoon shorts to keep you winning in real estate. Thanks again for watching, friends, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.